Okay, so we're live and we're playing some BX Dungeons and Dragons. This is the Dwarven Blood Part 2. We kind of ran over the last time, so you guys are still in the middle of this ancient Dwarven temple. Essentially, the party is, just to give a kind of an overall view, if this is the first video people are seeing, this is taking place in a world that's dying, and a group of adventurers have been tasked with recovering 9 artifacts of the gods to hopefully appease them by bringing them back to the gods. They've been lost in time, and this party's been tracking them down. This, I believe, is number 5, but might be 4. Not sure. But anyways, in any case, you're looking for the Blood of the Mountain, which is a Dwarven artifact. It's actually a container that pours out the blood of the mountain. And the pieces have traveled to this ancient Dwarven temple. And it was kind of nice, but then you got blocked by a cave-in, so you had to kind of start going through these dark, wet caves. And actually, as we find the party, they've just re-emerged. You were holding your breath, even. You were kind of going down this this kind of underwater hallway, and you kind of were just sticking your face up in moments to get some air, and you just broke into a large cave where you really can't see that far. A couple of the PCs have infravision. So I know that we have an elf and a dwarf, and I know that the halfling with you, Tali, has a magic helm that gives him such. So as you guys break into this thing, your halfling friend and cleric actually get sucked away down a separate watery tunnel because that player's not here. So that happens. Nothing to save them. No saving throw. They're gone. Just easier to do that. If Scott ends up showing up, we'll have him re-suck back into you guys, but I'm just going to do that to make it easier. So you are currently bobbing up and down in a fairly deep pool of water in an underground cavern. You did see to your, you would know it's north, I guess, because you have a dwarf with you. To your northeast, actually, kind of a ledge that you could come out of the water. If you want, but it's very, very smelly in here. It smells like excrement and garbage and just rot. And seems to be a pile of bones and refuse on this this kind of cliff ledge, if you want to call it, a little kind of sandbar. And I guess what we'll do, we'll just run through so we can reintroduce all the characters. And when Young's characters come in, we'll introduce those at that point. So I'm just going to go from my left to right to make it easier. So Dean, tell us about your characters.
I'm playing Illith, a female elf, a little bit of a gymnastics type build. She's got chainmail and a bow as her primary weapons. Quite nimble, about 5 foot tall. Dark hair and green eyes, and she has a henchman along with her, Katarina, who is a female wizard. Not so much in the offensive magic lines, but lots of the support type magic. So she's helping out and supporting in other ways than direct combat.
Nice. And Crystal.
Okay, I'm playing a magic user named Gaffy Brute. Though Brute is not her true last name, she was once a teacher in a college in the land, a magic college in the land. But all of the students and eventually even the staff started making fun of her for her larger appearance than most women. So she left that institution, with the intention that she would become the most powerful magic user that anyone has ever known. And since Tali and the other person got sucked down the tunnel, his thief, Klarloff the Unready, a balding man with with a long blonde mustache that he likes to twirl around a lot, has decided to kind of follow her. Probably not the best decision that he's ever made, because he is totally a meat shield for her, but he doesn't know that yet.
Yeah. What's your charisma?
My charisma, Gathfee's charisma is an 18. She gets a +2 to a reaction.
Very good.
And his charisma is 13.
Mm-hmm. He's also invisible, by the way. I should also mention that he has a ring of invisibility. The thief who took off the body of the former colleague who sank to the bottom of the pool where Tony's character found something. Do you want to tell us about your characters?
Yeah, the first thing that you would see is this soaking wet middle-aged dwarf. He's standing in this pool of water, and he has a scowl on his face. And he is slung this newfound hammer on his back, and he's still carrying his old trusty battle axe as they're moving through this water. But his mind is starting to get these appearances of these visions that are telling him that once he finds it and gets to shore, that he's going to actually unsling this newfound hammer and try to see what it can do for him, because he's getting such of a mental notion from it that he just feels that there's some kind of connection between him and this hammer since he found it in this dwarven underground place. And following behind him is a rather tall human male that is not so worried about being as wet as he is. He is still twirling this beautiful mustache that he has, and he's thinking about all those pretty girls that he saw in the town before they left to come to this. And he is the henchman known as Emir, with probably the best stats of a character I've ever seen. And he is following his good friend Owen, the dwarf, as they're moving through this slug of water.
Emir, the crazy stat henchman. Better than all the PCs. Okay, so yeah, so this is where you're at. You kind of pop your head out, and like I said, kind of to your right, which would be the northeast, you see this kind of piece of land where you could get out of the water if you wanted to. You can't see much more in front of you because you're in a huge cavern. You can't, even with the infravision. Yeah, well, you know that Tolly and them got sucked kind of to the west, and so you hear like kind of water flowing in that direction, pretty rapidly. But where you are is fairly still, not so close to it. So you reckon maybe it's a waterfall. You can't really see much to the south because again you're in a huge cavern. It's very echoey in here, and to the northeast is some land. So where do you guys want to go? Actually, let me get a marching order too. Like, what order would you like to? I know that you're in a huge space and you're probably spread out, but just generally, how you guys going to go? You were. I'll just say how you were. You were Owen, Tolly, who's not here anymore. Owen, so it'd be Owen, Katerina with the lantern. Not right now, obviously. Dast, who's not here anymore. Brute, and then Emir. And then my terrible handwriting. Oh, then the thief, Karloff, who's invisible. And then Illith. That was your order before. Do you want to continue that, or is there somebody that I didn't get?
It sounds like we need another fighter type up front, and I might be the closest we have to that at the moment.
Okay.
Also, if Klarloff is invisible, I would like to say I would like Klarloff to actually go much far ahead of us, like 40, 50 feet ahead of us, since he's invisible. Check for traps, and then if there's any monsters or anything, he could sneak back to us and alert us before we have to get to them.
Right. You're in a huge open cavern. So there is no really ahead. It depends on where you decide to go, I guess. But he's not going to go 40 feet ahead of you. You're not going to just kill Marcus's character. So let's just get that.
I'm not
right.
trying. He's invisible.
I gotcha. But yeah, let's be not be.
I'm just saying, if it were my character and I were invisible, I would gladly go way ahead of the group.
Okay. So I'm going to move Illith to what? Behind Owen or in front?
Second spot's fine. Or beside front rank, whatever.
Yep. Yeah, it can be spread out right now. Okay. So the invisible thief. Okay, so you want to where do you want to go? Let's start there.
The first thing on Owen's mind is to try to get to at least partial dry land. It's seeing this partial dry part of land. That's what he's going for because he's grumpy and scowled about being soaking wet.
Okay, so if you're going to head in that direction, so I'll send the move silently. You're in water, really, but I'm gonna. All right, so the invisible thief, is going to move ahead to the land to see what's up there. And yeah, he starts to move up close to the. Of course, you can't see that. Close to the water, you probably hear like a little bit of water moving around you. Let's see what he sees. So yeah, the Karloff gets up onto the. Of course, he can't see anything because he's a human and it's dark in here. So he kind of swims forward based on the instructions of the dwarf and what's there, and he touches on. He feels it's kind of like a rocky ledge. It's not sandy; it's more rocky, and it's definitely slimy. But he can't really. And it smells really bad. And he'll swim back to the party and let them know that. So that's what you see.
Yeah, being told that, and then Owen would even get grumpier and well, I don't want to get any dirtier. I'm already soaking wet, and I don't want to get a bunch of slime and a bunch of that smell on me. I guess we can keep trying to push forward. What do you think, Yellow?
Yeah, it doesn't look very friendly up there. Not a place for an elf to be either. Can we swim out around, find another spot to get to, possibly?
You want to try to swim to the south? You can't really see down there, but I mean, you could just swim straight across the cavern. But then you know that once you start to swim out, you might not be able to see the sides anymore because you're the length of your vision. So it depends on if you're willing to swim out away from the shore, if you will, or on the wall.
Being underground, I don't feel comfortable with that. I think, Owen, we might be better off just getting up there and getting some solid footing underneath us and taking the worst of it. That smell might be the worst we have to deal with. Might not be the worst as well.
Well, you're a pretty smart girl, so I guess I'll just have to do it this time. Ugh.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Just so it's clear, though, I mean, you could swim to the south, holding onto the wall. You just don't see any land down there right now. But if you swim, so basically you're like, you just broke in through the east wall. If you go to the north, there's that ledge. If you go to the south, you don't see anything right now. If you swam straight out in front of you, which would be west, then you think that you'd be in the dark. So you could go south if you don't want to go to the slime. I'm not trying to say you got to go that way.
Okay. Do you want to try that south wall?
At the mention of that, you're going to see a mirror. I guess he's in the middle of the party still, so he does this without even asking or noticing that while you were talking. He's going to take an arrow out and get his longbow. And he's going to light up a cloth around it again and set it on fire. He's going to shoot this arrow south and see if it hits anything or lights up on anything.
The only thing is that you're up to your shoulders, more or less, in water.
Oh, is it that high? Okay, I thought it was waist high.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're kind of holding onto the wall, so you're not sinking. You could probably do something like that, but it's not going to be. You might have to. It's going to be tricky.
The bowstrings would not be happy with that.
It'll be. I'm assuming that you went under the water, that you all like packed up your stuff in a way that it wouldn't get ruined. So the oil and stuff is probably still fine. But yeah, if you unpacking it right here is going to be risky. But you can do it.
Okay, yeah. That's my misunderstanding. I was thinking that they were like waist deep. So no, he's not going to do that, man. So Owen would look back towards you, and say, "Well, I guess we can go south and just come into something that doesn't smell so bad."
Give it a try anyway. Scoot along the south wall or wall to the south there then.
Okay. So yeah, so nobody else can really see, so I'm assuming you're kind of like using touch to kind of stay together. Yeah, you move along the south. You can probably travel like are you sending the thief ahead again, Crystal?
Well, no, we're swimming in water. He can stay with the group. That'll be fine.
Okay. All right,
It'd
so
be better to have the people that can see in front or whatever, or around us.
cool. All right, so you start to move south, and you go what you imagine to be like about 60 or 65 feet, and the wall starts to turn to the west. So basically, to your right. Yeah, to your right as you're facing it. So far, you haven't really encountered any land. You do definitely feel like near the wall, there's areas where you could probably get footing and kind of like stand up a bit, but not out of the water at all. And the ceiling in here is at least 50 feet, you guess, because you can kind of not really see it. It's it's infravision, it's not perfect. So, and let's see. So you're cruising along. Where are you? Moving along south. Well, you start to hear that water. Starting to rush a little bit more as you're heading west. And you head west about another 60 or so feet. And then the wall starts to turn to the north. So you kind of hit like a bottom. You're starting to come up around. And you are definitely hearing that water rushing. And you're starting to feel it pull on you a bit. But because you're holding onto the wall, you're fine. It's not so much that you have to risk any kind of...
Is this now the direction where Tully and... the other one got swept away? Exactly.
You would imagine that this is kind of the area. You can feel the water pressure. They weren't holding on to anything, so that's probably why they got sucked away.
That might not be a good idea to go across that current there, guys. That might not be our best option. We may have to go back up around and go back up on that ledge.
Or maybe we should follow the current. Maybe the current will lead us to an exit.
Yeah, but we're here to explore this this old temple. I'm not entirely sure that going down another waterfall would be a good idea at this point.
My apologies.
We might just have to suck it up and go across that slimy thing, but at least if we get out of the water, we can light a lantern or a torch or something and restring our bows and get some light up. You can't do that in this water.
Well, we need to hurry up and get back there. This is making me pretty pissed off, this water.
Oh, your beard's wet, dwarf.
You guys have been in the water for a while. It probably is not very comfortable. That's for sure.
No, not at all.
Yeah. So you want to turn back, or you want to try to go further and see what you find?
I don't know. What do you guys think? That's just my opinion.
Yeah, Owen, upon hearing the rushing water and knowing that they've possibly lost two of their most trusted party members that have been swept away by this, and then hearing Iluf's wise speech about that, he's going to say, "Well, I guess we should turn back in, and I guess I'd rather be stinky than swept away by water."
Okay. Are you going to kind of just climb over each other so you're back in the same positions again, or are you just going to go backwards? Because if you just turn around, nobody will be able to see. So that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just swing around each other and go back around.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's probably, especially for the people who can't see very well, it's probably not the most pleasant thing. Not this pleasant for anybody. But yeah, you're able to hold on. I mean, at least you have the walls. They're slick because they're underwater, near underground rather, with water, but they're not so slippery that you have to really worry about falling as long as you're slow. And after a little bit, you get back to kind of where you started. There's an opening, so that's kind of where you came into this room. And if you were to go across it, because again, the current there is not very strong, you continue to move basically up that wall towards the northeast, which is where the thief moved up before, or I can tell you, and you could see it. Yeah, you're looking at maybe like another 30 feet or so, and then you've got this relatively wide, probably like 60 feet or more wide, so you can't see the end of it. Maybe like about 20 or so foot deep kind of ledge that's kind of slimy, and like I said, there's a lot of refuse on there, and it smells really bad.
Okay, how about we get up on that as quick as we can and get a lantern going, and Owen, you and I will just cover if in case anything comes out at us when we get out of the water, because the others won't be able to see anything till they get that lantern going.
Yeah, and hope nothing does come out because it's not going to be happy to deal with me.
Okay, you move forward to that ledge and you climb up on it. You're kind of clambering up on it. It's not too hard really, but it is slimy and wet. And you okay, you can see as you're kind of climbing up. The people that can see, you get up there and from the refuse and muck, you can see something moving. And go ahead and I guess I'm just gonna start with my left. Go ahead and roll an initiative to see if you can react before it does. We'll start with Dean.
One side. That's a D6, correct?
That's D6, yeah.
Where did I put that? Right there. Oh, got a 1.
Oh, okay. Terrible. Let's see. Just want to see what's here. Okay, so you they're gonna go first. So you've awoken something. Let me just check their reaction. But they are kind of. You ever seen these before? They're basically amphibious-looking, kind of lizard men-ish thing.
If they're troglodytes, my character speaks troglodyte, so she would probably know what they were.
Ah, perfect. So you would know, but you can't see them yet because it's dark. But go ahead and roll 3d6 and try to get under your intelligence. Because maybe you would know by the smell, though you would have known it already, but we'll give it a benefit of that.
3d6 under my intelligence.
Yeah.
8, 10. Yeah, 10 under 17. 10 under 17. I passed.
Yeah, you probably, as soon as Illith kind of reacts, and you can hear the dwarf, because they can see them, you can't. They maybe say creatures, and then it kind of clicks in your head that these maybe in fact troglodytes. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm quickly going after my character comes out of the water, and she's huffing and puffing and wishing she was in front of a nice warm fire with a batch of donuts and a good book. She smells these things, and she knows, she recognizes the smell, and she says, like troglodytes, like yeah, they love living in places like this.
Indeed, they do, and they have the initiative. There are 6 of them, and they are charging at you guys. So there are how many of you are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's exactly 6 people. So 1 troglodyte per person. That's good. I'm just going to go in line. They're going to basically, they're close enough to you that they can just move up and attack you because they have a 40-foot movement. If everybody else is in the dark, but once you're attacked, you can attack these things at a -4 because it's like they're invisible basically. Let's get more d6s. I'm just going to do 2 per person. All right, so 1 per person. All right, so first troglodyte is going to attack. Get my attack tables out. They are to get dice. All right, so okay. So first, Owen, 7 misses you for sure. Next, Illith, 17. That's gain armor class 1, so you get hit by troglodyte. Oh, they actually had 3 attacks. So, in fact, that's still on Owen. So you get hit with a claw, and the 3rd one misses. So 1 claw on you, and it does d4 for 3 points of damage, Owen.
Okay.
3 dice hit. I'm just going to go with the other ones about it. Okay, on Illith. Oof, okay. Wow, that wasn't good for you. This is a 13. That's an AC 5. Your AC is... Oh, you have good AC. That misses. Okay, so you just get hit once. Again, it's a claw on you. It doesn't really matter. They all do the same damage. 4 points of damage.
Okay.
The third one is attacking Katarina. She's AC 9. Oh, okay. Yeah, she gets hit twice. That's not good for magic.
Nope.
4 points total, though. That's not too bad.
Okay.
And now the loot. Okay, you get hit once. I think. Check. Yep. For 1 point. Not bad. That was also a claw. And oh, the thief's invisible, so he'll get a -4 on that. And actually, they can't. Since they don't know he's there, I'm going to say he can't get attacked at all. And Amir. Oh, well, no, one of those is 20. All right, he gets hit once for 3 points.
Okay.
Okay. So it is now your turn. Basically, everybody there's a troglodyte on everybody. If you can't see if you're a human, you're going to be -4 to the attack.
I didn't hear for Gaffey. Did she get hit?
Yeah, 1 point of damage.
Great, I have 1 HP.
So yeah, this thing hits you, and yeah. Okay, so I'll just go left to right if you don't mind, and you guys can just tell me what you're doing. They're pretty much on top of you melee-wise. I guess if you're going to cast a spell, is anybody going to cast a spell?
I don't think so. I have something else I'd like to try.
What was it?
But it's not really like an attack thing. I'm just thinking these things aren't that smart. What I want to try and do is talk to them in troglodyte and tell them that I am their troglodyte queen and that they should leave, or I will use my powerful magic to curse them all.
Okay.
And then I will cast sleep.
Okay, so you are casting a spell. Okay. So sleep.
Sorry, yes, I am.
Roll how many hit dice drops.
Okay. What is that? 2d8 or 3d8?
I think that it's 2. About 2d8.
2d8. 10 total.
Okay. What's your lesson? Level? Or any of the characters less than second level?
Or what?
Right, is any character less than second level?
Nope, both mine are 3s.
Okay, good. And both yours are second, I think, right? So, okay, so they're gonna drop the troglodytes first because they are all 2 hit dice. So the 10 hit dice worth of them will drop 5 of them. Okay, nice. So 5 of these guys drop.
So 5 of them dropped, and we'll say, now leave and tell your friends, or this shall be your fate. You shall sleep forever with the fish.
Yeah, there's only one more that's not asleep, but it's not his turn. So does anybody else want to do anything with this creature before it's next round?
Keep in mind, I'm speaking troglodyte, so you guys have no idea. I mean, I'm just sitting there going like.
Which person is this one on, this troglodyte? Which character?
Oh, that is a good question. I'll just roll randomly because we don't really know. 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's Amir.
Yeah, Amir is he doesn't like being up close to anything like this that he's never encountered before, so he's kind of scared, and in reaction to being scared, he's definitely going to swing out with his longsword.
Yeah, and also you can't see, so you don't even know that they dropped. All you heard was troglodyte sound and noise, so that's not unwise. So their AC is 5.
Okay.
Everything's 4 though, because you're.
Let's see. That's not going to hit. I don't think. Let me look. Wow, no, it actually hit armor class 6, so now I missed barely.
All right, yeah, you swing at it, and it's just out of your reach.
Hey, we're supposed to do a save versus poison, or we get a -2 to our hit rolls.
Yeah, you will if you stay within the range. Thank you. But since this is about to be over, because they just came up on you now. Okay, is anybody else gonna?
Elith will take a swing at him.
Okay.
And the one that's still standing, because she can actually see.
Yeah, you do see this.
So she'll use her chakram in hand instead of throwing it, because I don't want to lose it in the water. And that's not even going to come close.
Okay. Yeah, you probably have to like go around people to get to her, and just wasn't fast enough to get the attack in.
Like armor class 10.
Yes, you totally did. All right. What about anybody else? Does Owen going to attack or do anything? Because you can see totally fine.
No, Owen's and they're pissed off still, but he sees the one that hit him fall to the ground, and he's just standing there looking at it. So he's not going to do anything.
Okay. So unless you prevent it, this round, this one's going to take off. I'm not even going to bother rolling initiative unless you want to attack it. It's basically going to jump in the water and swim away. The one that's not dead.
We have to react and take the bow shot.
Mm-hmm. What was that? I'm sorry.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can. What'd you say?
Yeah, I was asking, when it jumps in the water, can we bow shot it? It's -4 though.
Sure, you could shoot at it if you want.
Yeah, that would make Amir happy, is it being in his bow shot range, hopefully. Nope, he misses.
All right, you shoot an arrow into the water. It's dark. You're just going by sound. There's definitely about anybody you can see. There's 5 of these things on the ground. It stinks really bad. Everybody is probably pretty sick by it. And as you're kind of like regrouping, you see a light coming from the southeast, and the people that can see, you probably see it first. You sense it. You can see there's actually a tunnel going that way, and you see 2 people coming up the tunnel. 2 humans actually that you've seen before. They had met with you. You had met them in the previous town when you were looking for a henchman. A barbarian and a magic user. They seem to be coming up the path with I don't know, do you have a lantern or a torch, or what do you have, Young? Tell us about your characters as they approach.
So the characters approach. One of them is wearing a purple robe, and he wears a leather glove. You see the white shirt, through the purple robe on top, and he's wearing brown leather pants. So you can barely make it out, but you see that he has long red hair, and he's got a leather-bound book tucked on his side, and he's trudging along a younger fella. And the barbarian is wearing fur boots, blue tunic, yellow heavy trousers, and they're just, looking at you guys and waving. It's like, so the magic user, he waves. It's like, "Hello there, comrade. It's good to see you again." And the other guy right next to him is like, "But we've seen them before. We've seen them at the town, yeah?" And, they nod and say, "Hello there." And the barbarian introduces himself as Fadru. "This is me, Fadru. We've met before, yeah?"
Yeah.
And, that is so. It's like, "What are you doing here?"
What do you think we're doing here? You run those fish monsters on us. Why did you run them down towards us? Why didn't y'all take care of them?
But I thought you guys would have gotten far deeper. We just started not so long ago.
Just what we need.
A wet dwarf? and a comedian.
So the mage introduces himself. He's like, my name, comrade, my name is Boy Canard, but you can call me Hal. It is much easier name. And the other one, he introduced himself already. It's like, yeah, my name is Vadru, and it's good to travel with you again.
Yeah, you stand out like a sore toe wearing that yellow and blue.
Well, it's pretty dark in here. It's hard to see.
Oh, when
when you say that they're gonna stick out wearing yellow, Gaffy will look down at the yellow shirt and yellow trousers she's wearing and kind of like try and cover herself up poorly because she's a very big woman.
And also, your other character is invisible still, Crystal. So you see these people approach. And yeah, you've seen them before. So, anyways, there's some knocked out troglodytes here. They I suppose you light up your lantern, and there are 6 of them, and it is very, very smelly. And you probably don't want to stay here much longer.
We'll slice some throats on the troglodytes. The elves definitely know these are not creatures to be left behind. You don't want them behind your back.
Okay, yeah, you can easily cut the throats and kill them before you leave. So essentially, where your new comrade came from, you'd be heading. This is the dry land. You can head down this tunnel, which is to the. Since they already went there, I'll just walk you through because it's safe. You head basically southeast for a bit. It does go into kind of a really narrow corridor, and you guys are kind of squeezing through. But you kind of circles back around to the north. And you end up in basically a small-ish compared to the other cave, where the entrance that you just came in is essentially in the southern part of the cave because again it's circled around. Where the barbarian and the magic user just joined you guys, they will tell you they came from a passageway. It's to the on the northern end of the cave. It's going to the west. That leads through some water and then out basically through a. You have to climb up, but there's basically a hole. I'm assuming maybe you left a rope up there to get back out, but there's like a sinkhole. But the unexplored passageway here would be to the north. So you're all kind of in this big room. So what I do want to do is put you all. Where do you want to insert your characters, Young, into the marching order? You got a barbarian and a wizard, right?
Barbarian is uncharacteristically scrawny, in terms of his build. So, he searches the party and, decides to put himself in the in the middle of the marching order, if possible. He looks pretty guilty doing it, but he does so anyways. And right behind him is the magic user.
Okay, so if we go Owen, Illith, and then Fardu, and what's it?
Fadru. Fadru. You can call him Drew.
Drew. And what's the other character's name?
The other guy, you can call him Hall or Hal.
Okay. And then we've got Katarina, and then Brute, Emir in the back, basically. And the thief is kind of moving around, right? He's going to sometimes go to the front because he's invisible still. So, yeah, you have this passageway to the north. It is, again, dark up there. This whole place is dark because you're inside of a cave system, but you all have I'm assuming Katarina has a lantern again because that's how you had it before. Does anybody else have light? That's probably a good idea.
I have my character has a lantern. She'll take it out and use it.
Yeah, Katarina can carry the lantern she has. She has a little oil lamp that she can light up now that it's relatively safe to keep the wick dry.
Yeah, you can spend a little bit of time here kind of cleaning up and getting, I mean, you're still going to be wet and damp and unpleasant, but you spend your required amount of rest time from exploring and maybe just like catch each other up as to how you got here and what's going on. So assuming that you all have the same task, which is to loot this place. Essentially, I mean, you guys want the relic, but also this could be a pretty rich dwarven temple. You decide to, I guess, work together, and yeah, I mean, you could go back the way you came. I just moved you out of that area because it was smelly. There was all that unexplored water area, but it is a pretty rough water as you were down there and you saw. You could go back the way the barbarian. Actually, you guys, where you came in, it was a windy, watery path that went more or less to the north, but there was a watery path that you guys took a easterly route to get to where you are, like southeast. There was another passage that went southwest. Although, being that you have a dwarf with you and understanding basics of underground travel, you think that would lead to the same watery, rough water. So you have two ways to approach that if you wanted to. Or you could go basically northeast, which would, I'm just kind of reminding you because we missed, it's been a month since we played, so do you remember where things are? That's kind of more in the direction of the temple where you're going. So that's probably towards the temple. It depends on if you want to explore more watery stuff before you go back there or not.
I ain't going through.
Yeah, I don't like that water either, Owen. I think going back up to the temple would be our best option.
I told the troglodytes to warn their friends that I would use my magic against them if they dared mess with us. But that's no guarantee that troglodytes won't actually mess with us or attempt to worship me as their queen. They're not that intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
And also during this downtime that we've taken, you would have seen Owen. The first thing he would have thought about is how he's missing the little halfling and wishing he was here to help him. But he puts his battle axe, he kind of wipes it off and he strings it back on his back as he pulls out this hammer that he found. And he starts to look at his hammer and says, well, I guess you and I need to become good friends. Hope you help me through this. And he looks back towards Yellow and says, yeah, let's just go on towards that temple. Maybe we'll find that temple. I'm not going through that nasty water again, and I'm tired of smelling this stuff too.
Yeah, let's take that passage. It seems like our best option at the moment. Might be some treasure in that water, but we've already lost a couple of companions out in there. I don't think that's the best option.
Okay, so you guys are going to head to the north. Do you want to send the thief ahead? It is dark, but he can move ahead a bit. Is that what you want to do? Okay.
How dark is it? Like, can he see it all?
Well, I mean, if his intention is to surprise people, then he'd have to be out of your light because there's no light in here at all. You're completely underground. So yeah, you would, from where you are, if he were to go out of your light so he could get ahead of you enough to surprise things, he would be completely blind. He would just have to put his hands on the wall and walk.
And how far ahead does the light go?
Light goes 30 feet. Roughly.
Okay.
That's how far you can see, but people can see you for,
All right, then I'm going to say, all of you, wait 1 second. Let me send my unseen servant to the edge of the light and see if they can see anything. And I'm going to wave my hands as if I'm doing some spell, and hopefully the thief will understand to go to the edge of the light.
Okay, that's fine. So, all right, so you head forward to the edge of the light, Karloff, and he steps out of the light. So basically, he's no longer in your light, you see that basically the passage goes up, not that far, maybe like 15, 20 feet to the north. He's walking with his hands on the wall because he can't see anything. He's not in the light, and then it starts to turn to the east. Seems like a regular rocky ground from what he can tell. Just kind of walking and feeling it. It's not tremendously wide. If he takes his hand and has it on one wall, and then he steps 3 steps over, he can touch the other wall. It's probably maybe 7 feet wide, roughly. And it does turn to the east. And as he comes around the corner, he sees in front of him. You see in front of you what looks to be light coming from a huge like hole in the wall. So it looks like the tunnel goes down into like 30 or so feet, which is completely dark. But then there's like light pouring in through what looks like a crumbled wall.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna say that when Klarloff says that, he'll quickly come back and he'll whisper that in Gaffy's ear so that they can continue the little "I'm a powerful wizard" thing. And so she opens her eyes after, I don't know, a few minutes, and she says, "Oh, up ahead on rocky ground, the path winds. It goes to the east, but then the other way, there's light up ahead, light at the end of a dark tunnel. We must go to the lights."
Nice.
I like the idea of going towards the light. Usually that means either sun or moonlight. That means surface.
Yeah, and this new guy with them yellow pants, I think he can lead us out.
Well, do not look to me because I'm terrible with directions. I will just follow you people.
Well, you just stay close. Does he carry an axe too, or what does he have as a weapon?
He carries a spear.
Ah, well, I may need you to chunk that spear at something for me, so just stay close.
This is all I have, just a spear. But I need a sword. If you have a sword, you can lend it to me.
I don't use those things. Those things ain't heavy enough for me, but we'll find you one.
But what about an axe? You must have an axe.
You wouldn't separate a dwarf from his axe, would you?
When you say that, he's getting a little dried out now, just being on land, and he looks on his belt and he pulls out a hand axe and he says, "Well, I don't use this little one much. I think it would fit you well. You can use it if you like." And he reaches out to hand you a hand axe if you want to.
This will come in very handy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
What is it with?
And the wizard looks at the interaction and says, "Well, my comrade, axes do not save people. It is magic that saves people."
We're here, my friend, Gaffy will say.
You say Owen looks towards you and he starts with this bellowing laugh. The only wizards I've ever seen turn up dead. I hope you're much better than the ones I've ever dealt with.
Those are the very brave scholars. I am one of the most cowardly person that you would ever meet. So I would probably survive.
Well, at least you're honest. I'll give you credit for that. I've ever dealt with somebody honest and dishonest.
Oh, magics and swords have all of their places.
Yes, the swords belong in front of the magic users so that we may go and study again to prepare for another adventure.
Comrade, you have said it perfectly.
Should we douse our light here and go around that corner then and find the light? Maybe if they're he can lead you up the few feet up here to the other tunnel where there's light. Maybe we can get the drop on whatever's on the other side.
Yeah, that sounds good.
It's better than getting the drop on us like that last bunch coming out of the water.
Duh.
Yes, let us continue.
Cool. Where's the thief right now?
He's I'm gonna say he's in the group slightly ahead, maybe, but like he's not getting too far ahead of the light now.
Okay, so you guys put out your light, though, right? So you're walking through the tunnel in the dark.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so
Owen
so
and
he'll just stay behind with Gatsby.
Owen and I will lead, and then everybody can have like a hand on the shoulder behind us, or lead up the hallway, and we can get around that corner. You said it was only what 60 or so feet up there total.
Yeah, it's not so far. So you come up to the corner. It's like maybe about 20, 25 feet, and then as she, I guess she didn't really describe it to you, but as you come up, the path starts to narrow a bit. It's maybe like 6, 7 feet wide, and then it kind of turns to the east, which is to your right. It does get wider again, and you can immediately see, especially the elf and the dwarf, that it looks like you're looking into a. Because remember, you walk through a shattered wall to get to this part of the dungeon that you've been in. It kind of looks like the same thing, and you're looking back into what is, your infravision is a little bit messed up going into that light, so you can't really see detail. It's almost like blinding to you, but it definitely looks like that would lead back into probably into the temple area. And the path right ahead of you is just a regular, the same kind of like torn, dug tunnels that you've been walking through.
Remind me, Daniel, the previous section of the temple we were in, was it lit or was it not lit?
It was lit, dimly.
Yeah, but then we went into the underground tavern.
That's right, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, yeah. There's like in the first part of the temple, right? You would know that. Once you cross through the doors where the pools were, and there was that like those like water creatures. From that point, that part of it was lit. And then you went and basically you left the temple essentially to go into this like underground dungeon that was looked like it was dug by some kind of giant creatures, although you didn't really encounter anything that seems to have dug it so far. But this looks like another one of those holes.
Looks like that might be our way back into the temple there, guys.
Also, Owen, you hear, like, as you kind of stop there to evaluate, and it's kind of this blinding light coming, for you. Everybody else can kind of, you see like a dim light ahead, and you can almost kind of see the temple inside, like, because your eyes are adjusting to it a little bit, the humans, but the elf and the dwarf who are using their infravision are like blinded by this. But you hear what sounds like voices. You can't quite make it out, but they sound like deep voices, and they sound like they're speaking in a rhythm.
Yeah, if Owen shakes his head, and if he's the only one, he notices no one else reacting to this, he just shakes his head and says, he kind of bangs on his ear. I guess I'm getting a little tired. Sounds like I'm hearing other people talking, but we're the only ones here.
Nah, there's some chanting going on up there. We don't have the cleric anymore. He got swept away, true?
That's correct.
Darn, we got nobody to figure out if this might be religious chanting.
Hold on. I shall use my magic to determine what this chanting means. And I start to wave my hands around as I'm doing a spell, and I'll let the thief go ahead and go up the tunnel and see if he can get a better understanding of this magic, or this chanting, I mean. See if he can understand what it actually says, or...
Mm-hmm. Sure. Yeah, you can creep up there. It's not going to be difficult. You're in the dark and they're in the light, so you easily can walk up. So yeah, as he approaches the tunnel, he goes forward that like 50 feet or whatever to where it looks like the walls collapsed, and he's looking out into like a large temple area, huge room with pillars to the ceiling. Some of it's been a little bit collapsed, but not so much. It's pretty grand actually. You're looking at something like 150 foot wide by 100 foot deep, and you see immediately that there's kind of like a large amount of robed figures, most of which are laying on the ground, and you can probably immediately pick out that they are skeletons. But you do see about a dozen or so. They are standing and in line facing this like a large kind of altar, and they are indeed chanting something. Do you speak Dwarvish?
No, he could only speak common.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, you probably know, or you might get that it's dwarvish because you're around a dwarf, but well, you only have 7 intelligence. Yeah, you probably don't. You know it's not English or common or whatever. But they're speaking dwarvish. I'll let you have that. So yeah, but they're definitely chanting something, and there's about a dozen of them. But the rest of them are all. So just to give you the layout of the room, you're about 150 feet, north to south, which would be right left for you. It's about 100 feet across, which is the east-west. To the north, which is your left, is a giant altar, and there's about a dozen of these robed figures chanting. There's lots of other ones scattered around that are on the ground. You can see they're skeletal. And to the south, you see a path, like a long hallway going down. Also, it looks like a part of the temple.
Okay. All right. And this area is blocked off, you said? Like it's been, like it's, things are collapsed in front of that tunnel?
Yeah, I mean, it's collapsed to make a hole, meaning that you can see into the room. There's like a tunnel here, basically. The wall is collapsed, so you can see into the room. Oh, and also, I'm sorry, across from you, almost directly across from you, is a very large set of double doors, bronze double doors. Almost directly across from you. They're kind of north. They're east, but they're kind of northeast.
Okay. All right. So, and there's no way we could get through that thing, right? It's just large enough for him to see through it.
No, it's a tunnel you can walk through.
Oh, he could walk through. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a collapsed wall.
All right. Okay. Cool. So he'll run back once he has that information, and I will relay all this to the group. It's large, unknown language. I'm not familiar with this language that they're chanting. Large doors, large bronze doors. That's repeated to me over and over. Large bronze doors. Okay, I get it. Large bronze doors. Go on. And a tunnel to the left. It goes further. 12 robed men, skeletons.
Come, Ned. Do they look like dwarves?
The magic is unclear on this. It only the chanting perhaps was dwarvish.
Yeah, they're definitely short, though. I mean, you would know that they were. You couldn't see them.
Yeah, definitely short skeletons, large bones, so probably dwarf skeletons.
Were there snakes? A standard with 2 snakes facing each other?
I'm getting that there are no snakes, and also the voice tells me to tell you that there are no spiders either.
That is good.
So you're telling me there was a bunch of skeletons up there, and then there's some people that are still alive talking and chanting, huh?
This seems to be the case, perhaps. Perhaps they're all skeletons. The ways of magic are not always that clear to us.
Are you learned in the art of necromancy?
I study all skills of magicka.
Did you sense any particular energy coming from the skeletons that you talk about?
No, as I said, it seems unclear. I could only understand that there was chanting, but I do not know Dwarvish. I know Merman and I know Troglodyte, but this language was unknown to me.
We could wait until the ceremony is all over.
Yes, we perhaps, but we are assuming it ends. If they are indeed undead, this ceremony could go on forevermore.
We do not know anything about these people. It could be that they're very friendly people.
The temple's been collapsed and abandoned for decades, if not centuries. Nothing living has come here recently. This ceremony may have been going on for all the time since the temple collapsed.
Yes, that is what I think. If these are undead looking to complete this ceremony for whatever reason, yes, they likely. It's likely that they've been here forever and they will remain here. So, it wouldn't do any good to wait till the ceremony was over.
If they're just skeletons, I say we smash them and proceed. Owen, what's your take on your favorite tactic with skeletons?
I hate to go in there and smash a bunch of my ancestors, but I don't know what else we're gonna do. There's no way around it.
Well, it's awful hard to put an arrow in them.
Amir looks at you and he twirls his mustache and says, "Some of us can do that with an arrow."
Then it's decided. You go in there, crush enemies, see them driven before you, and let us hear the lamentations of the skeletons.
Yes, and I believe that I could use my my magicka to perhaps smash some of these skeletons as well, as Klarloff has a morning star.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you two powerful magic people. I think y'all should do the best you can when you get in there first for us. And
No, comrade. Perhaps we are rushing into this thing. Should we just leave them be so that they are praying? Because if you interrupt a ritual, would you get upset and try to kill you? No?
Yes, you're correct.
Well, I mean, we'll let all of you go first, and we magic users will help the group from back here.
I say that the wisdom is not to start the sleeping wasp's nest. I don't know what the term is, but I say we leave these people alone.
Having been in a wasp's nest after looking for the mask of the wasp, I don't want to talk about wasps anymore. That was awful. Owen, do you want to talk to your ancestors and see if we can see if they're friendly enough to you to give us some information instead of just attack us?
I'm not good at talking with people, as you probably know by now, but I don't have a good feeling if they've turned to the dark side and they're all skeletons and things like that. Now I don't think I'm going to get much out of them.
Come on, they're dead. They're dead people.
This wizard has the best idea. If there's a way around it, maybe we should just go around it.
Do we see any other way from the entrance of the broken wall there, or do we have to go through there?
You're gonna walk up and look into the room?
Well, from the tunnel, is the tunnel end at the entrance, or does it go on with just a break in the wall?
Oh no, it ends. Yeah,
okay.
It ends. It doesn't end.
Okay. Yeah, we've got to enter. We've got to pass the challenges of this temple, so we've got to go into that room.
We must approach this with a clear head. You must analyze the risk, because if we were to walk in there and have these skeletons rise up and try to kill us, we will be in a bit of a pickle. So, my suggestion is we either disappear from the site and sneak in altogether, or set fire and kill them all before we enter.
So, what do you say? Do we rush them, or do we try and sneak past them?
No, I don't think there's going to be no sneaking.
Could we set fire to the hall and just burn them all?
have a peek. Could I sneak up and have a peek in the entranceway? See if there's anything in there other than a stone temple. It is dwarven after all.
Yeah, yeah. You could walk up if you guys, whoever is relatively takes your time to sneak up. You don't have a problem. You're in the dark. They're in the light, so it'd be hard for them to see you. So you get up there, and it takes a minute for your vision to adjust, but the humans can see. Yeah, I mean, there's some, like maybe 3 dozen or so bodies in this space that are on the ground that you can see skeletons sticking out of. They're kind of scattered around. The space itself is 150 feet by 100 feet, and it's made out of stone. So you probably couldn't burn the whole place down. That would be pretty hard to do. And when you're standing at this entrance, you're looking north. The dozen chanting figures are probably like 60 or so feet north from you. And the door, like you're here, and they're kind of here. The door is like here. Like you'd have to go past them, but you don't have to get right next to them to get to the door. You could go like around. But you will be walking through a big empty space, and it is lit magically.
Comrades, you haven't done rabbit hunting before.
I've hunted many things in the woods, when there was still woods on this world.
You make a big noise and stir them, and when they come out, you catch them by surprise. Maybe we can lure them.
Now somebody's thinking. Could we lead them back to this tunnel and fight them here?
We can surround them. No. You can surround them and then bash them if they are indeed skeletons. But I will be casting my magic from afar.
Okay. I've got a couple of tricks that can pop a couple of them, but are they near walls or anything where they're at?
No, not really. They're probably in the center, and there's a dozen of them. So, it's a 100-foot wide path. They're pretty clustered together. And
the ceiling is quite high too.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe 80 feet tall.
Oh, okay. Way out of range of that then. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're going in to have to do it the old-fashioned way with a smash and bash.
Okay, so what's the plan? Who's doing what?
Wait, before we do this, maybe we could shout in Dwarvish and interrupt their ritual. It is always better for our enemies to come to us, where we can bash them together without being surprised.
Sounds like a plan. You want to yell at them, Owen? See if you can get their attention, bring them over here towards us where we're all together?
Yeah, I can do that.
I can. If we could get around to shooting at them as they come at us, I think I can bounce a couple of them with my chakram. Other people got anything to throw at them on the way in?
I can hurl insults.
I have a glass jar of lamp oil, a rather large jar of it. We could pour some of that out and set it on fire after the dwarf runs past, so that they have to stop at the fire.
That would be a possibility.
Okay. Is that what you're going to do? Pour lamp oil across the path, basically, inside the tunnel?
Yeah, that's probably not the best idea.
Not when he's go through it to get back. Maybe get a little bit of it out in the room where they'll be standing. We could light it with dropping a torch or something in it.
For all we know, these things aren't even going to rush at us. They could be so caught up in their, they could be so caught up in their, ritual that they may not even listen to us. So let's just go with the plan. We'll call them and hope. And if they come, you all can bash them, and the magic user and I here we will use our magics to destroy them from afar.
Okay.
I've heard enough of this talking. And you see Owen grab this hammer double-handed and start walking towards that room.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go shoulder to shoulder with him.
All right. So you're gonna just walk out into the room. Or
Yeah,
they-
and see if they notice me without speaking first.
Yeah, I mean, if you walk up into the room, you can see again, as I described, it's basically 150 feet wide, but 100 feet deep from where you're standing. To your left, about 60 or so feet away, are these 12 figures that are chanting. To your right is a tunnel going south, which you can, if you look for it now that you're in the room, you can look down further and you can see that it looks like it collapses after about 200 feet. And you could probably piece together that was the tunnel that you couldn't get through before. There is a door to basically will be straight ahead and almost to the left to you, and you step into the room, and yeah, you hear him chanting. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me, Tony.
Okay. A 1.
Oh, okay. You actually can make out it's kind of muffled. It's kind of droning as they're saying it, but you can make out that they're actually chanting something. There is actually could be a prayer. They're saying. We are the mountain, we shall not waver. We are the mountain, we shall not waver. We are the mountain, we shall not waver. So you can hear them saying that.
Can I see them close enough to tell if they've got skin and stuff, or if they're actually the skeleton?
Because their back is to you and they have robes that go to the ground and you don't see any hands.
I look at Illuff. If Illuff's sitting next to me, I just look at her and I go, stay here just a moment. I'm going to get a little closer. You stay here, though. And I'm going to move up closer.
I'll cover you.
Okay. Tony, make a save versus magic, but with +4.
Cool. Yep, I made it.
Yeah, so you walk up and you can definitely, it's droning in your head. You can hear this this thing, and actually it feels almost like deja vu. Like you're having like this, you feel almost like at home. Like this feels right to you, and you kind of get up with the group even. Like you get right up there, and you look, and yeah, sure enough, they're skeletons. They seem to be facing this this ancient dwarven symbol, which you don't really recognize. I mean, you can tell it's dwarven, some kind of dwarven god symbol, but probably an older version of a symbol that is current now. And they seem to be facing it, and they're just repeating that over and over again. And you come right up on them and you look at them and they don't even look at, they're just looking straight ahead.
Yeah, if they don't observe me and I'm able to fight off any effect, I'm gonna look back at Illuff and maybe give her some symbol she's seen me give before to indicate stay there. Everything's okay now.
Okay, I'll stay put, but keep a watch.
Okay. So what would you like to do now?
I don't actually see anything around here anywhere that would indicate of anything we're actually looking for, do I?
No, just the big bronze doors that go into the tunnels. What you see here is a stone like figure, and it's like you said, it's some kind of dwarven symbol, but it doesn't look like anything that represents blood or anything like that. You would recognize more like stone. Let's say is more like the closest interpretation that you can put to it.
I make my way back towards where Illuff is. Yeah, they're skeletons, but I don't know if it's because I'm a dwarf, but they didn't take any notice of me. There's something up there strange, though. It's probably some of that magic stuff that people use. I'd say we stay all quiet and head for the door, bring the rest of the party in and go for the door, but everyone needs to stay quiet and not cause any kind of ruckus.
Okay.
The mage, he nods silently and complies.
Cool. All right, so you guys are gonna walk to the door?
Sweep out around them. Yeah, I'll try not to disturb them.
Yeah, so if you the kind of the way to say the furthest away from them would be to go all the ways east, basically to the wall, and then walk up that wall. That would keep you as far away from them as possible. So if you do that, yeah, you walk pretty much right up to the door. Tony, go ahead and make another save for me.
Okay. Think the spells and magic.
Yep.
Just as no pluses. I'm still 13 out of 10.
Yeah,
So
you may. Yeah, again, you feel very comfortable in this room. Like you're almost like, well, but it doesn't seem to it stay with you very long. You know, you have this moment, then you're like, then you realize you're wet, and these guys are skeletons and whatever.
Yeah.
So you're facing these giant doors.
Yeah, I shake my to Elof and go, this uneasy staying in here. I need to get out of here. Let's open these doors and get out of this place.
Sounds like an idea. Let's go. We got anybody able to push open 2-ton bronze doors? My little dancer body's not going to do that.
I look back towards the barbarian.
Yeah, let me try. He goes up to the door and lets out a mighty barbarian rage cry. He says, "Yeah!" And he tries his best to push it open.
Okay, so roll a d6.
He rolls 3.
No, that's not enough. So you have a +1, right? You got 13 strength, it said. So you need for this door you're gonna need a 1 or a 2. So
this is going to turn into one of those situations where we were supposed to pull instead of push.
as soon as you push on the door hard, though, everybody hears in their head, like it snaps into your brain really loud and in a language that you can understand, although not common, if that makes any sense. Like you can understand it, even though they're not speaking a language that you normally be able to speak. You hear very loud, "We are the mountain, we shall not waver," and the 12 skeletons turn and start to walk towards you.
Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Owen, push or pull the door open if you can.
Okay, go ahead and make a
D6?
yeah, D6.
Yeah, I got a 14 strength, so just
Yeah, so you're the same thing.
4.
4. Yeah,
By the way, the barbarian has 16 strength.
Oh, 16. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's +2. Is it 16 +2? So I gotta check it.
And the rage gives him +2 to hit and damage. I'm not sure what its effect is in terms of opening the door.
Yeah, no, you're doing that now. But that's probably if you want to do it in combat. It doesn't really affect the door. But yeah, you're +2 then. Actually, so yeah, no, you actually did push it open a little bit. And when you did, then that same thing happened. Whether you open it or not, the same thing was going to happen. So yeah, so you actually do crack it. So the door is partially open, actually.
I'll keep pushing there.
Come on, help me over here. Push it. Or is it pull?
It's push, yeah. You push the doors. Yeah, and they're like a crack open. Okay, so let's roll initiative to see if you can get the doors open before they get to you. So now move Crystal, you do it for this attack. This is a combat. What did I 6?
I got a 2.
2. Okay, so they're coming up on you guys. And how fast does the skeleton move is the real question. Because they might not be able to get to you. 20. Yep, they're going to not quite get to you. So they march towards you this round. They cannot reach you. So the door is partially open.
I'm going to send Amir with his 18 strength up there to help him push the door.
Okay, that's fine. Now that's a crack open, you can definitely open it, and people can get through it if you want. You'll have to, the 2 people pushing the doors open, they'll have to roll initiative again next round to see if you get through before they get you.
Okay.
But everybody else can get through this round. So let's do initiative again. So Crystal.
Oh, 6.
Okay. No change. I'm just going to do a bluff because this is kind of important. So go ahead and roll it again. 5. Good crap.
2.
All right, so they're going to get you. So everybody gets through the door except for the barbarian and the mirror. And these skeletons kind of come up on you guys. And they can't all attack you because there's not enough space. But they're going to...
And as that happens, the barbarian yells, "Run! Go! Get through the door! Do it now!"
Okay. All right, so two are going to attack each of you also. They're just clawing at you. And you hear it still pounding in your head. You hear that. Where are the mountain? We shall not waver. 2 attacking. We'll do the barbarian first. one hit with its clawed hand for only 1 point of damage. So as you're yelling to get through the door, it just barely scratches you. So it takes 1 point of damage. And on Owen, you have a really good armor class, though, right? That might not even hit you.
Owen or Amir that's going to get hit?
Sorry. Mir's armor class? That his armor class is 0.
Amir's at 2.
Okay, yes, he also takes 1 point of damage.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, you guys get through just with these things scratching at you. Well, it's up to you. You can move or you can attack them now, but they're coming at you now. There's like 4 of them kind of crowded around the door. The rest are still coming.
No, Amir, hearing the intelligence word of the barbarian, he runs through the door.
Okay. All right. Do you want to just keep? Oh, so yeah, let me tell you what the rooms look like. So everybody rented this room. There's a dragon. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so you run into this room. Nice. Okay, so upon entering the room, you can feel you guys like run in. You feel like all of a sudden there's a huge weight just crushing you down, pushing you down. You don't get knocked to the floor, but you're definitely uneasy. Like it's hard for you to stand. And you're looking around this room, which is about 100-foot square. You're in the northwest corner of it. You can see that there's in many spots around the room. You see like crushed holes in the marble floor that look to be almost the size of like feet, basically. You see many more of these robed figures, also skeletal, lying around the room. Their robes, though, have symbols on the front that look like the symbol you saw in the other room, and they're glowing. Let's see. You see one of these skeletons, though, standing in the room looking at you, and it's standing there with its feet shoulder width apart, and its arms up like this, and it's like almost like it's holding the weight. And it looks at you, and it says, "Under crushing weight, I stand. Under crushing weight, I stand." And yeah, that's what you see. Let's roll initiative to see what happens with these guys coming through the door behind you. Oh, 2.
Am I still rolling initiative?
Yeah, everybody's in the room now. So yeah, you're still rolling. Just still in combat.
3.
Perfect. Okay, so you guys all get in the room. You get a couple of scratches. You have initiative this round. The door is open, and the 12 skeletons are heading towards you.
Close the door.
Close the door. Close the door.
Come on, help us close the door. Door, push it close and bar the door.
Amir turns and runs, being the strongest one helps you.
Okay, so go ahead. You guys can both roll. You just need
A 2.
team strength, right? So you guys need like a 1 through 4, basically, and a 1 through 3. So if either the barbarian gets 1 through 3 or the mirror gets 1 through 4, then the door is closed.
Can you hear me now? Everybody froze.
I got 1.
I hear you, Tony.
Okay, yeah, everybody froze up for me, but I had a 2.
Perfect. Oh, you both slam it shut then. You guys are like, boom, and you slam the door shut. And then kind of you feel your knees go weak a little bit. Maybe at first it feels like because of maybe you got scratched and you're worrying that maybe it was some kind of a problem with the skeletons in the room, but you do see that everybody else in the room also, you can just see that people are like, it feels like this weight pushing everybody down. Now, besides the guy standing in the center that seems to be holding the roof up, there is doors to the south, another huge set of bronze doors.
Owen looks at Ilif and says, "Keep moving, everybody, towards the door. We need to keep moving."
I think this is one of the tests for the riddle we had. That's one of the lines from the riddle, is it not?
The riddle of the steel.
No, the riddle of the Dwarven Mountain. The one we got to pass to get the thing we're here for. Or at least what we're here for. Maybe. All of a sudden she sounds not so sure.
Oh, you know what, though? It's weird, Owen. You don't feel crushed. But
yeah, so I guess that's why Owen's probably rushing and trying to see. Maybe they're slowing down, and he's trying to get them to rush on, not knowing what's going on. Then
Yeah, like you're literally, you can get to the door in one round. So like the doors closed and you run to these doors to the south and you see everybody else looks like they're struggling to get there. And everybody needs to roll 3d6 and try to roll under your strength.
Oh, with my strength of 4? Okay, sure. That'll work out brilliantly.
What's taking you so long? Hurry up.
You can do it.
Amir definitely made it with his 18 strength. Okay. He had a 15.
I roll 12 over 4. So at this point, I feel like I'm about to die. And like,
yeah, you collapse to the ground.
Yeah, like I'm just like, and I close my eyes for a moment, imagining I'm laying in a nice, soft bed with a big thing of donuts right next to me again.
Okay. I'll just go one person at a time so I can keep organized. So, Dean, how'd you do?
I've only rolled for Katerina yet. She got a 12, and amazingly, this wizard, for an old lady, she's got a 15 strength.
Nice.
Illith only has a 10 strength. Oh, that's not so good. That's actually that's not bad. That's 11. I still fail.
Okay.
By 1 point.
Yeah. So okay. So you fell. So you drop to your knees from the weight and actually take 2 points of damage.
Okay.
Like your knee smashes into the ground, almost shattering the kneecap. Crystal, you said your one character failed, right? How about the thief?
Oh yeah, I didn't roll for the thief. I'm sorry. Huh? I'm sorry. I forgot that I had the thief here. Oh, 12 under 13. He is 1 point under what he needed.
He was forward, no problem. It's going to take four rounds to get there for everybody. Okay, so your magic user, who I think only has 1 hit point left, is going to, take 2 hit points of damage.
Okay, so she's at negative.
Yes, she's flat. Yeah, so roll a d6. She's about to get bruised and battered.
I'll be back in a minute and a half there, Daniel.
Okay.
I rolled a 5.
Okay. You were -1. Okay, so let me open the chart here. I'll come back to that. Actually, let me just see so I can do it for everybody at once. Tony, you made it. Oh, both characters. Yep. And then how about Young, the barbarian Drew?
Hold on a second. I was just away for a second. What do I need to roll?
You need to roll 3d6 and try to get under your strength. Well, equal to or under. Okay, 7.
I roll 7 for the barbarian, so he makes it.
Nice.
And I roll 14 for the mage, so he doesn't make it.
Okay. So he falls to his knees and takes damage. Only 1 point. Okay. So you got a broken bone there, Crystal. Go ahead and roll a d6 for me.
3.
3. Oh, arm. Okay, you fall down and slam on your arm. Your left arm.
Do I need both of my arms to cast spells?
Just one, we'll say. It's broken, but you can still do stuff with it. I mean, it's not like completely shattered. You didn't lose your arm.
Okay.
You don't lose anything additional except you'll have -2 hit if you're left-handed, because you're always left-handed. So if you want to use a weapon, you're going to be -2 to hit. But for now, otherwise, it's not really a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. And then Hal, roll me a. Oh no, you didn't go to 0 hit points, right? Everybody else is still up. Yes. Okay. So next round, the door's closed, so it's just a matter of getting there. So I'll go. Are you back, Dean? No. Okay, I'm just going to go to you, Crystal, then. See if you can get your character moving again. So give me your.
Oh, you want me to try and roll under my strength of 4?
Yeah, you didn't get the room, so you can.
Hold on. I gotta pull up my. For Gaffy, she rolls a 13 over 4.
All right. Yep. She drops down again. Alrighty.
And I need to do Clarlarf again. Do I need to roll for Clarlarf again?
Everybody except for Owen. Because he's the only one that's not affected at all.
Okay. So Clarlarf this time actually rolls 12, 13, 14, 15, 16.
Okay.
16 over 13.
Shit, okay, so he takes 1 point of damage in his invisible state.
Okay.
All right.
He takes 1 point of damage.
So the invisible thief smashes down to the ground. Nobody knows he's there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel so bad for the thief because nobody's gonna know he's there.
Yeah. So he took 1 point of damage.
Yep.
All right. He has 1 HP left.
Okay. Okay. Let me just do your other character. She didn't make it again, right? So go and roll. Did I roll damage for that? She's at 1 hit point, right?
Yeah.
So we'll roll d6 again.
Okay. 2.
Oh, that's not bad. So that's rock knocked down what you were anyway. So no further effect really for you.
Okay.
Okay, Amir.
3d6, okay.
I mean, you can't fail because you had 18 strength. So
Not 18.
yeah, that's right. Because it's equal to, so you can't fail. You have an 18 strength, right? So you're I'm going to roll for you. Okay, back to Drew. Give me another 3d6.
Uh, 10, so he makes it.
Perfect. And then the magic user. Hal.
He rolled 12, so he doesn't make it.
Okay, so he's going to take more damage again. Poor magic users with their low strength. 1 point of damage. That's not bad. Okay. Are you back, Dean?
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and roll again for this round. 3d6 under your strength for each character.
Okay, Katerina. She's good. She got 12 under 15. For an old lady magic user, she's got some strength behind her. 5, 9, and Illith got 9 under 10. Not bad.
Nice. Okay, perfect. All right, last round. I'll just stay on you because you're left to right. So go ahead and do it again, Dean, for the last round. You guys will be at the door at this round if you can.
Okay, Katerina will get 6, 3, and 1. That's 10. So that's under 15.
Perfect.
And Illith has a 10, and she rolls 5, 2, and 2. 9.
9. Okay, perfect. Crystal, you're almost there.
All right. Clark will go first. He rolls 11. Yeah, 11 under 13. So damaged again that time. And Gothi, she fails. I mean, you can pretty much guarantee she's going to fail every time. Unless by some miracle I hit 3 1s at some point.
Well, you can roll a 4 again. All right. Yeah, she's like working her way across the room, and she just keeps getting slammed down on the ground as she's moving forward. Once again, that was only 1 hit point damage, though. So go ahead and roll a d6.
4.
4, so that's a 5. Knockdown. Okay, so you're actually going to be stunned. So you get to the door and you fall on the ground and you're stunned. You can't attack next round, but you're not attacking anyway, so it doesn't really affect you except for the fact that you have a broken arm and your left arm is broken and probably in a lot of pain right now. But it's not technically affecting you unless you attack with it.
Okay.
All right. Amir can't feel, and Owen doesn't have an issue. So last round for our barbarian, Drew.
He makes it.
Makes it okay. How about Hal?
And magic user actually rolls equivalent to his strength. So he has a score of 7, and he rolls 7.
Nice. All right. So you get to the door. No more damage. So this thing is still pressing down at you, but you're all standing at the door. Owen's probably like, "Why is it taking so long?"
Yep.
But as soon as you get to the door, this dwarf that was in the middle of the room, immediately, like he's basically like a skeleton dwarf. He immediately turns completely jet black. Like the robe and the whole thing turns black, and shoots towards you all. So let's roll initiative. I'll consider it the same combat. So we'll just stay on Crystal for initiative. So he got 6. Let's give me an initiative, Crystal.
Sorry, I was muted. I rolled a 5.
All right. Oh, wow. That was a good roll, too. Yeah, okay. So he's going to go first. There's 8 of you. I'm going to roll a d8 to see who he targets. Number 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hal. So Hal's standing there when this dwarf turns completely black, as almost like it's anti-dwarf. And he shoots towards you, and you're going to need to make a saving throw versus paralysis. Or paralyzed, I think it is in this one. So you got to roll a d20 and try to roll equal to or over your save for paralysis.
He rolls 19.
Oh, nice. Very good. It feels really, really, really bone-chilling cold, but you're able to like shake it off as this dwarf slams into you.
It is all of a sudden very, very cold here.
Yeah, it's basically on you. What do you guys want to do? It's now your turn.
Amir's going to try to open the door.
Okay.
I'm going to cast Magic Missile. The one magic missile that I have.
All right, do it. So give me some
damage. Yeah, I gotta remember how it works.
6 plus 1 damage, automatic.
That's 1d6. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you're high roll them with a 1.
All right. So she's on the floor. She's in pain. She sees this skeleton thing, and she lifts her one good arm that's not in pain, and she's just concentrating as much as she can. She wiggles her fingers, and she points her finger at this dwarf and says this magical word, causing this ball of light to shoot off and hit it for 6 points of damage.
Oh, wow. Nice. Maximum damage, or almost maximum. It definitely hits it, and it kind of like, you see it kind of almost blink out a little bit, and then it comes back. It's not dead. Well, it's dead, but it's not dead. Whatever it is. It's not gone, as I said. Okay. Amir's opening the door.
Yeah, he had a 3 on the die.
Okay, that opens it. What's everybody else doing?
I'll hit him with the with my chakram.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Try and keep him occupied.
Sounds good.
That's going to be pretty good. 17.
It's AC 7, so that shouldn't be too hard to hit him.
Oh, armor class 2.
Nice.
So 5 points of damage.
That's enough. So you come at it with the shock of the magic missile, blasts into you. You hit it with the chakram, and this thing dissolves into or crumbles into dust on the floor. There's a pile of dwarf dust, and actually, you start to feel the weight lift off you a bit. Still a little bit in the room, but it's not so much that it would cause any damage. You can certainly walk through it now. Well, they're already through. Just in case you have to go back. And you're looking down into this room, and let's take a break. Let's take a 5-minute break before we go to the next room. You guys are out of combat. And then we can see where everybody stands for the rest of the temple. So I'll see you in 5 minutes.
Okay.
Very fancy. Oh, I missed anybody?
Sorry, just jump back on.
No, it's okay. If you're not here, let me know. Are you back on? Oh, and then nope. Yeah, I think everybody else is here though.
I'm back. I can hear you.
Oh, you go. Okay. I wish the Crystal's picture would pop up big when I was watching because it looks really good. It's just so tiny. Hopefully, it does when it broadcasts. Anyways, yeah. So,
Last night on her deal.
yeah, I see the one that you have. Oh, there it is.
What I meant, the one when I speak.
Yeah, it pops up in the center screen, not for me anyway.
Okay. I'm going to try signing out real quick and then right back in. See if my other picture will appear.
I can see it now, Crystal. It actually worked. My wish came true. Huh, it's weird. Cool.
Oh, it's now the big girl for you?
It's funny. I was like, I've been looking at it. I'm like, oh, it's such a cool picture. Now, okay, good. Good. So now that worked. All you have to do is wish. All right. So you're standing a little bit at your shoulders. Again, you see lots of these people, these skeletons on the ground. You do push this door open, though, and you're looking into a room that is smaller than the room you just came from. The door that you're entering is on the north. In front of you, the room is approximately about 65, 70 feet wide, going straight ahead of you to the south. It's occupied about 90%, because it's round, so it's not quite the whole room, of the room is occupied by what looks like a pool, or would have been a pool at one point of water. It's got a ledge about maybe a foot high going around the whole thing. Kind of reminds you of the ones you saw earlier, except instead of having water in these, this is kind of like full of mud. About halfway down the room on either side, there's some columns holding the ceiling up. And as you're looking through the room, because again, this is lit just like everything else, you can see the southwest corner of the room looks like it collapsed in. So it leads, there was at one point a set of doors there, but one of them is knocked over and the other one is kind of half standing. So you can kind of see the corner of a room that goes beyond this that looks really, really, really well lit. You're kind of in a dimish room now. But yeah, so you've got this this kind of pool in front of you. The ceiling here is about 40 feet tall. Again, you have this kind of magical light letting the space. Got this like pool that's now looks like kind of looks like mud. It doesn't smell or anything. It's kind of looks like it's full of mud from probably the falling of the.
Going back to the riddle we had on the way in here, guys, from the last room, I think we just passed the first test. The crushing weight what'd that say? Under crushing weight we stand. If this is the water, ooh, somebody's feedback.
With my arm and everything, you said that it just looks like a pool of water.
It looks like there may have been water here before. As you saw in the earlier in the adventure, there was a room with about 20-foot wide pools of water that maybe like they look like they mostly drained, but there were some small. This is when you had dropped out, so we didn't get you here. There were some small puddles left, and then when the characters approached, there was a creature inside, which they gave some silver to. I think that's what happened. So they like negotiated with it. This looks kind of like that pool, except much bigger. And instead of having water in it, it looks like, because you look up and the ceiling's like crumbled, it looks like some of the dirt has come into it, and it's kind of like just mud. So it's like a pool of mud.
Well, the next part of that riddle is that the water crushes, but there's no water crashing in here. And my character has these 4 wineskins hanging off of her side, and she grabs one of them that are labeled wine, And she takes the lid off and begins to guzzle it down to try and numb the pain in her arm.
Okay.
Owen looks towards the newest magic user in the party, and you seem to have some good thoughts about stuff so far. You got any of those spells you can throw around this room and see if there's anything magical here?
Niet.
Katarina's says she has a detect magic on the day, but it's not likely going to do much because this whole place seems to be magical with all the undead and all the magical effects we've run into. Almost everything will probably be magical, even without casting the spell.
Yeah, even this girl over here is magical. With a broken arm, she can still throw a missile at that thing.
Yes, well, the magic swirls strongly around me. That is how I am able to sometimes predict what will be ahead, see the future, as it were.
Owen's going to go up to this pool of mud and then get closer where we can look at it. Is it wettish mud or is it dried up?
It's wet. Like if you were to step in it, I mean, you don't know how deep it is, but you'd like put your hand. It looks like pudding. We'll say. It's that thickness.
Yeah, he puts his hand in it for sure, Vin.
Oh, nice. What's everybody else doing?
Watching from a distance at this point.
Okay, yeah. So nobody else is gonna do anything. You're all kind of standing back, seeing what Owen does. All right. So you put
leaning against the wall, drinking wine.
Okay. Let's see. Wet muck. You put your hand into it, and you can actually feel that it almost feels like it's moving. Like if you were to put your hand against a person or an animal, even it's sleeping. You can kind of feel it moving under your hand. That's kind of what it feels like. I mean, you're able to like pierce the skin. You're not prevented from putting your hand onto it. But when you get that feeling, like it feels like it's moving, and it's actually warm. In addition to that, you're kind of looking at it, and you think that you see for a second the outline of a face, but quickly it fades away.
He jerks his hand out and this stuff. I think it's alive.
How could anything be alive in this place? I mean, the only thing we've run across are undead abominations.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
So I mean, looking around. I'm sorry. Just to make it, looking around this pool, you think that you could probably, if you didn't want to go through it, you probably could skirt the edges, but it'll require some kind of a check, game mechanics wise, because you're gonna have to like get up on the edge of the pool and kind of work along the wall. You don't have to walk through it, but that's certainly the most clear path. Unless you want to fly or something.
Are there any Aracraw in the party?
No.
There ain't no donuts either.
Hmm.
I don't know, but I'm not walking. It felt slimier than those lizard boys up there earlier.
Ooh, that's rough.
I need to speak to it in troglodyte and see if there are any troglodytes in there.
That's a good idea.
I'll slowly get myself up. I'll cork my wine skin and hang it back on my side, and I will say, I am in troglodyte. I will say, Inuram, Queen of the Sea, all troglodytes. Crap. All troglodytes in this muck, I demand that you rise and show yourself to me. If there are any troglodytes that can understand me, I have a +2 to reaction.
Yeah, no, you're very charismatic. You're looking at the pool, and you can actually see it now because you're looking at it. That it does seem to be like kind of like undulating and pulsating. The surface of it seems to be moving slightly, and you two kind of think that you might see a face. It almost looks like your face, but then it's gone, and no troglodytes come out, nor does anything respond.
Interesting. Well, there doesn't seem to be any troglodytes.
Well, I'm going to try to skirt around the edge of this thing. I ain't walking through that.
Yeah, that sounds like a better idea than going through whatever that thing is. It looks like it's a mirror of us. Or a mirror of me.
Yeah, exactly. Whoever looks at it kind of see. If you all do, you kind of see yourself a little bit. Not exactly you, but it's definitely looks like you. So you're gonna so who's going first?
The mirror steps up, twirling his mustache, and he says, "You know, I am a very dexterous person. Why don't you let me go first and get across? Or throw a rope to help you across."
Okay. What's 65 feet across? Take that rope with you.
I have right quick. I have bandages. Can I use those in any way?
You have what?
Oh, I'm sorry. You broke up.
What do you have?
I have 18 bandages. Can I use those in any way? Just maybe to, wrap them up on my broken arm.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, but they're not going to give me like any HP back or anything like that.
Nah.
Okay, that's fine.
If you had like your arm got cut off, you could use them so that you'd stop bleeding, so you wouldn't die. But you're not bleeding like that. You're more like broken bone. But you can use it to support your arm so it doesn't get any worse. Probably a good idea.
Amir has got 80 feet of silk rope. That will help to get him across.
It's probably not going to help you get across, but you can bring it with you, I guess, to send back to them, or however you're going to do it, or tie a rope and leave one end with them, or however you want to do it.
Yeah, he's going to maybe give one end to the barbarian and ask them to hold it as he goes across.
Okay. What kind of armor are you wearing?
Ooh, let me look again. I forgot. I think he has chainmail.
Okay, so you're gonna have to roll 5d6 under your dex.
Ooh. Let me get 5 of those babies.
Amir's dex is like 28, so it doesn't really matter.
It's 18.
Craziest.
All right, a couple ones. So 1, 2, 5, 11, 17.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes, you get across. I mean, it's a little bit hairy at moments, but you're able to manage your way across. You kind of go along the wall, and you get to the other side. Which wall did you go across? The east or the west? And I ask this because the hole in the wall where the door was knocked down is to the west. So do you want to be close to that, or would you like to be away from that?
There's no other door though, right?
No, I mean, and I only mean it just so it's clear, so that like if you're trying to, let's say, sneak, you would probably want to be on the other wall, so that if there was something in the other room, then it wouldn't see you. If you're going to take that approach, you can get to the door from either place, but you're going to be going right towards the door if you go on the west side. So that's why I'm asking.
He's not wise, but he went the easiest route, so he would go the doorway.
Okay, that's fine. So you get to the other side, and the barbarian has the rope. Do you want to move forward and see what's in the door, or you're going to stay by the pool? Like what you're planning?
I'm gonna stay there and try to assist them. Maybe hold the rope and assist them enough to help them a little bit to get across on through.
That'll help them. All right, who's going next?
Elith will try that. I mean, if it's not strength that we need to do, but nimbly jump around here. She's got a dancer's body. She'll give that a shot.
Sure. And what kind of armor are you wearing?
She's wearing chainmail as well.
Okay, so you're also going to have to roll. But he's helping you using the rope, so you can subtract 1d6. So 4d6.
So 4d6.
46 under your deck.
Ooh. 10, 16. I think she's got... Yeah, she's got a 17. Just barely made it.
Another party member just gets across to the other side. No problem. You're there. Woo, everybody claps like they're nervous. And who's next? Does somebody else want to go? Do you guys want to move over?
Yeah, Gatsby will go next, and Clarlarf will stay behind her because he's her magic at this moment.
Yeah. Okay, she's not wearing any armor, right?
No, she's not wearing any armor, and he's wearing leather armor.
Okay, so he's got to do a d6. But minus one is the rope, so only a 2d6. So I think he is automatically going to make it. He has a 14.
Okay.
But she's got only.
He has.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
He has to roll 2d6.
Yeah, and his deck's 14. I just happen to have the character right here, so I can see it.
Yeah. Okay. So he can make it.
Yeah.
She's got a dex of 10. How many D dice does she need to roll?
2 because she doesn't have any armor, but then 1 extra one because of the broken arm, but then minus 1 because of the rope, so 2.
2 total. Okay.
So
as long as I roll under 10, I'll be okay.
That's correct. 10.
Or 10 or below. I rolled exactly 10.
Everybody's just it. All right, barbarian or Russian, I guess. Or
I would like to
Dracula.
I'd like to think like that she's about to fall right at the very end, and like the thief has already made it through, so she's about to fall at the very end, and he reaches out and grabs her and pulls her up. So everyone's like, "Oh wow, the magic just flowed!" Just
Nice.
All right, so what do I have to roll?
So okay, so who's going? What kind of armor have you got?
The mage doesn't have any armor.
Okay, so he's got
Yeah, go ahead.
So he's only got to roll 1d6 under his dex. So if the dex is more than 6, he's gonna make it.
1.
Everybody's been struggling. The mage just walks across.
I do not understand why you guys are struggling here.
Now,
And the barbarian.
Yep,
Barbarian is wearing chain armor. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's metal armor. So 5 minus 1, so 4d6 under your dex.
Okay, hold on. He has 14, and his dex is 14.
Just made it. Everybody except for Carla. Or Hal. Who's left on the other side?
Owen.
Okay.
And Katarina.
So somebody's going to have to go without the rope, right? Because somebody's holding it on the other side.
Katarina is not going to be that one. How is Owen?
He looks and says, "Well, my grandpappy always said women should take the easiest route, so why don't you go on?"
Okay, so what's Katarina got to get? She's a wizard with no armor.
Yeah, so she has no armor, so she's only 2d6, and she has the rope, so the 1d6. So unless her dex is...
Her dex is 5.
Okay, so she can fail.
Okay, here we go. Oh, but she rolled a 1, so she's okay.
All right. All right. Owen's it. Owen's last. 5d6.
Oh, that's not going to be good either. $17 out of 13, so he failed.
All right. So
He falls in. He falls in, and a bunch of fighters instantly rush towards him, biting him as his head falls under the muck.
Yes, you splash down into this muck, and it gets kind of all over you. Make a save versus poison.
Ooh, that's a good one for me.
Go for that.
Oh, right on the dot. 6 out of 6.
Okay, yeah. So it kind of like it tingles a little bit in the bits of the skin that it touches, but you kind of shake it off, and at this point you're muddy, so you might as well just walk through the mud. I mean, it's you get back up, you're going to be penalized. If you can try if you want, but you might.
No, he's back in that pissy off mood. So he just says, water, mud. I'm tired of all this. And he just trudges through it.
Yeah, so it takes you a couple rounds to walk through. So you get kind of muddy, but you get to the other side, and it feels a little weird, but it doesn't hurt you in any way. Like you're it doesn't cause any damage, or you're not making a saving throw or anything. And yeah, so you're standing on the other side. Everybody else is all nice and clean, but Owen is his beard is probably finally just dried a little bit, and now it's like got muck in it. So yeah. So yeah, you're all standing at the end of the room, and you see this knockdown, another set of these bronze doors, but one of the doors is like pushed back a bit, and the other one is not completely over, and part of the wall is missing.
Something's been eating through the walls in here, and that disturbs me.
Well, the mood I'm in, it's not going to matter much. I'm ready to take on I don't know, a Tarask.
You're one brave fellow.
I got you, that strong man, to help me.
Brave is one word we use for him occasionally.
Come on, what are we waiting here for? Let's move.
What's the plan?
Well, we got to get into that next room, but it looks like the one door is gone and one door is not really doing much. We can just skirt around it.
Exactly.
Okay. We want to set our order here and head on into the next room?
We'll take off trudging on.
Trudging on.
All
Wring
right.
out your beard a little bit. You're dripping mud there, Owen.
Yeah, don't step in it. Don't feel too good either.
Boy, okay, here we go. Oof. All right, so you step kind of away from the door so you can look into this next room. You step in, and you see in front of you a room that looks like it's roughly the same size as the room you just came out of, but this one's got a lot of damage to it. Though obviously where you came in is destroyed, and also on the other side, it looks like there might have been a set of doors at one point, and they're completely crushed down and broken. You can see rubble behind them, almost like the room behind there has taken a decent amount of damage. But the one of the most noticeable things in the room is that all of the walls are covered in weapons of every type that you could possibly think of. There's swords and tridents and bows and whatever. It's all just stuck on the wall, and a lot of it looks like it's been there so long that it's melded in with the rock that's formed around it. I mean, you see a few like shiny pieces sticking out, but the room is just covered. The ceiling, the floor, the walls, and as you're looking at that, by this like really bright light, your eyes catch, and then you notice that in the center of the room, there's a brazier which has a flame burning in it, and instantly a huge pillar of flame 16 feet across forms in the center of the room, and you see like a face forming in it, and it talks to you. It says, "Hey there." That's what it says. So it looks at you. It speaks. Does anybody speak elemental? Probably not. So it speaks elemental first. Nobody knows what they're saying. Then it speaks in Dwarven. So Owen would know what it says to you. Da-da-da-da. I have been trapped in this room with only the beauty of my weapons for countless lifetimes. I see you have some beauties of your own. Leave them with me, and I will let you live and pass.
Well, I guess what all you want? You want just one little gift, or you're trying to take everything from us?
Everything.
You're not playing very fair, then, are you? No wonder you've been trapped in this room all your life.
It's starting to get smoky.
In speaking, if no one else in the party understands dwarf, Owen would then change to common, look back towards the party, and this thing wants us to disarm, and it said it would let us keep moving, but I'm not giving up my weapons.
Oh, I'll gladly give both of my daggers. Yeah, sure, that's no problem. Gaffy will say as she begins to reach to her side and take both of her daggers.
Go ahead, fool girl.
Yep. She'll definitely lay her daggers down in front of this thing. Or she'll toss them out to the thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like, this pillar of flame is like changing and waving, and as you throw the daggers out, a couple of like small arms of flame come out and just like roast them to the ground where they are, and then it pulls back into it. And then it speaks in common, since it's heard you speak in common, and it says, I need more beauties, leave them with me, you will live.
Well, since I gave you my daggers, can I at least live and just keep going?
More beauties.
Yeah, but that's all I have.
It's like not responding to you at this point. It's kind of like wavering. It's more or less blocking your way. Although you probably could try to get around. The room itself is about 60 feet wide, and this thing's about 16, 17 feet wide. So you can get around it if you try. But it doesn't seem like it wants you to get around it, so I'll just make that clear.
Drew looks around the room.
I'm gonna step back and let the meat shields be in front of me.
Drew the barbarian looks around the room for a fine-looking sword.
Sure, roll a d6.
He rolls 6.
There's some, like, you see a couple, but they don't look like they're going to be capable of removing them from the wall. Like they're like half, kind of melded into the wall.
Swords. Seems like they're molten. He gives up and he says, "You want my spear?" He raises a spear.
Mm-hmm.
If you want it, you can take it. Over my dead body.
Okay, with that, roll initiative. I guess we're up to Tony's turn. Tony, you roll initiative for the party this time.
4.
Okay. 4. Simultaneous initiative. Actually, let's just re-roll it. I don't want to deal with that. 6.
3.
Yeah, well, that didn't help you. Okay, it's going to go first. We can do simultaneous. I was hoping you guys would get a chance to go first while I look up its thing. So go ahead and go first. I'll just make it simultaneous because I have to look up its stats. So is anybody going to move? You don't need to move to get to it, really. You're close enough to melee. I mean, you move a little bit, but
can we move out of its range?
You can go back into the room.
Would that allow us to throw a spear or shoot arrows into it?
Yeah. Sure. You can do that. You can move up to 1/3 of your movement. which is you're in chain, so you're probably moving maybe 20. You can move 20 feet back, which would put you right at the edge of the room, basically. And you can certainly get the rest spear from that point, sure.
The mage, he yells, it's like, comrades, get back to the room. We can shoot arrows and throw spears from here. Okay. And Barbarian listens, and he goes back out of the range, and gets ready to throw the spear.
Okay.
Could he go ahead and?
Yeah, you can throw the spear. I just want to see what everybody else is doing first. What is anybody else moving?
Klarloff wants to try to get behind this thing.
Okay, you can do that. You're invisible; it can't see you. So, anybody else moving?
Illith and Katerina, or Katerina's going to move back. That sounds like a good plan to her. Mm-hmm. And Illith's going to move off to one of the flanks, whatever flank she's on.
Okay. So if you go to the left, then you'll be to the right of it because you're kind of in the corner. So if you want to flank it, you have to go around it that way.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Gaffy is also going to retreat back with the other wizard.
Okay.
Amir is going to also move back so he can get his bow out, and knowing that's his best option. But as all this happens, Owen is holding this hammer that he has found, and he hears this voice in his mind and says, I can help you. I can help you with this thing. Just depend on me. And he looks towards his hammer, and he holds it up, and he screams in dwarf at this fire thing that is flaming, and it goes, I will send you back to the pit you come from. You are not worthy to be in this place. And I'm going to use my hammer.
Okay. You're going to do
face off. Yep, I want to use that extraordinary power that I can use for it.
Okay.
And I want to use it to inflict damage on it.
Okay. So it gets a save for half, right? So let's see. Well, 19. I rolled that up. Okay, so it passes the save, so it takes half damage. But it definitely, you see this thing, it's been growing and getting bigger, and then when you hold the hammer out like that, it actually kind of reduces in a little bit. It's a little bit smaller.
Yeah, and I just stand there concentrating on that as I stand there to face it off.
Cool. All right, so whoever's doing a missile attack can do that now. Let's go left to right to make it easier for me. So, Dean, do you have a character making a missile attack? Or anybody doing magic? Sorry.
Sure, I'll do the magic missile from here. This seems like a good place to use it.
All right, go ahead and do damage.
Just the one in this edition, right?
Yeah, you just get one at your level, I think. You don't get another one until 5th level, I think. Check it. It's a D6 plus 1.
D6 plus 1? Yep. I rolled a 5, plus 1 will be 6 then.
Fantastic. 6 points of damage. Gotta like magic missile. It always hits.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Magic missile hits this thing. Anybody else doing a spell? No. Okay, so missile attack.
No. I'll be using the magic missile as well.
Okay, go ahead. It automatically hits, so 1d6 plus 1 damage.
5 plus 1, 6.
Nice. Oh, wow, you guys are going to do well there. Okay, good. I was nervous for a second. All right, well, we'll see. That's all the wizards, right? And you would now missile attacks. Again, I'm just going to left to right to make it easier for me. So, Dean, if you have a missile attack.
Not at this time. I'll close to melee with Owen on this round. On the next round, I guess.
Okay. Well, hold on. You would have to close. You can attack this round if you want with melee, but I'll come back to you though. You could have moved to it. You could have moved towards it earlier. You weren't that far away from it. I thought you were moving back. Sorry. Okay. But the thief. Oh no, he's doing a melee attack. Emir's shooting a bow, right? So you want to do that?
Yep. He will take his bow shot and roll a natural 1 as this thing flies over and almost hits the invisible thief.
The thief drops. Okay, and then you throw in the spear there, Conan. Drew.
Yeah, take the spear. He chugs it and wait. Let's see. He rolls natural 20.
Wow, nice.
It's
Give me some
1d6, right?
That's D6. Yep.
Okay. He rolls 4.
Nice. I mean, obviously, this thing's made out of fire, so it completely is destroyed. But you definitely do damage, right? Yeah, they're hit by regular weapons. So 4. Oh, okay, good. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. This thing goes into it, and it each time it gets hit, you see it's getting smaller. Okay, I'm gonna go again for my left. So you could have closed if you wanted to this round, Ilith, if you want to melee. I thought you ran back.
No, she went to the. I think you said right.
You said that. So you can go ahead and melee. Good.
Okay.
I mean, it's simultaneous. It's still gonna get to go, but I'm just gonna get you guys out of the way first.
Okay. So she rolls a 15. Plus 2. Armor class 2.
Nope. Does not hit.
Okay.
Thief. Right? Yeah, because Owen's doing that. You're the thief is next in line. You get +4 because you're backstabbing it, basically.
Okay. He rolls a let's see, 11 plus 4 is 15, and he gets a plus. He gets a +1 to adjustment, I believe. He has a strength of 13. That's a +1.
+1.
Okay, so a total of 16.
Okay, you stab at it. Doesn't seem like it doesn't. It doesn't do any damage.
Well, it's a morning star.
Oh, well, you swing at it with the morning star. It's a backstab with the morning star.
Oh,
That would have been nice, but it did not hit, unfortunately. And you are no longer invisible, of course. So now you guys are like, whoa. You probably forgot he was around because he disappeared like early on when the other character died. He's been like hanging out invisible for like the last 2 days. That's everybody, right? Everybody's gone this round?
Yep.
Okay, all right, it's gonna go now. Okay, so this clip, there's people close enough for it to melee, so it's going to go after them. So either Owen, Ilith, or the thief. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, what's that? Lost my down here. 1. All right, it's going after Ilith. So this thing reaches out with a fiery tendril. Whoosh. What trace see? I know you told me already, but I had to close that mistake.
3 when I was doing missile, and 2 when I'm in melee.
This thing is. Oh, I have it right here. All right, so.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
I'm just wondering, what's the thing's AC?
You wouldn't be wondering. High enough that you didn't hit it with that roll.
I was just looking. I could put an AC of.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I hit it. I hit armor class 2. I didn't hit it either.
Yeah, you know. So yeah, it hits armor class 4. Okay, so. This is not something to be trifled with. I have to get more dice.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, you ought to be lucky. I had to roll 3 dice, and 2 of them came up on ones. 1, 2, and 5. So 7 points of damage.
Okay.
We blast into 7 points of damage. And next round, that'll happen simultaneously. It got a 4.
I had a 6.
Nice. All right, so same thing. Is anybody moving? No, right? Where you want to be? Missile fire?
Yeah, mirror take another bow shot, hopefully. Oh my gosh. Rolled a 2 this time.
Throw a dagger.
Sure, you can throw a dagger. He's only like 20, so 20.
The mage is gonna throw. Rolls 19.
Oh, nice. Do you have any dexterity bonus?
His dexterity is 17. Does he get any
Yeah, you do.
bonus?
Okay. Yep, that hits.
Okay. What is that? It's is it 1d4?
D4, yep.
2.
2. Okay. Well, I'm sorry. On magic is when you're still concentrating, right, Tony?
Yeah, Owen's still sending this thing to go back to the pits of the hell it come from.
Okay. It fails a save that time. Oh wow! Holy crap!
Hot dog.
This thing is it actually starts to come together really tightly.
We almost got it, boys.
Anybody else done missiles? No, right?
Nope.
Magic. That was magic. That was missile, and our melee. I guess Illith.
1 second.
Okay.
Slightly better. 16, 18. Be armor class 1.
Does not hit it.
Is this a new round?
It is.
Okay, so Unready can try and hit him again?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay.
Now it's no longer
But-
step, obviously.
Yeah, of course. No, he does not hit him.
Okay.
For
You
sure.
swing at this thing.
Actually, the barbarian didn't go. That was the mage who threw the dagger.
Oh, what's the barbarian doing?
Okay. Let's see. Hold on a second. He has a dagger also, so he's gonna try to throw that.
Okay.
And he rolls a 9.
That's
This is
So you throw the dagger on the ground in front of it.
What about that girl, Crystal? She doesn't do anything?
She
What's she gonna do?
gave up her dagger.
She sacrificed both her daggers, hoping it would let her through.
Oh, okay.
She has no more spells left. She's praising the magic that it managed to bring back Clarloff to them. How miraculous of the magic.
Oh man. Okay. That's everybody, right? Yep. Okay. So it's gonna go. Okay. So it's the same thing. The 3 people engaging it in melee. So it's gonna go after one of those 3. This time 4, which is now it's going after Owen.
Bring it.
Ooh, 17 on the die. That's gonna hit, I'm sure. That hits off the chart. So yeah, you are. Wow, you guys are looking out here. 9 points of damage only.
Yeah, and I don't know if I was supposed to tell you this beforehand, but I'm going to continue to concentrate on the damaging that it's doing yet and not drop that to reduce mine. So
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I didn't ask you because I should have had it attack. Oh yeah, you're right. Yep, that's fine.
So I'll take 9. Okay.
You did 9, yeah, because you didn't do it. You didn't use it for that, right? Yeah.
Okay. No, I was going to keep concentrating on the damage part of it.
Yeah, that makes sense. There's not a rule for you to lose concentration, right? You just, as long as you keep concentrating, you just can't.
Yeah, just as I can take if I want to the option to drop the damage and then mine.
Okay, perfect. So you're good then. So you take some damage, you get burnt up, and it's the next round. And this thing's looking bad, actually, surprisingly.
The 3.
You got a 1. Wow.
Ooh.
Okay, so magic first, or no, when it was moving, right? So magic. Anybody throwing a spell?
Got nothing to throw here.
Okay, so the hammer will do damage to this thing. Let me make a save. It failed to save, and I think it failed to save. Let me just check that to be sure. But that was a pretty low roll. It saves. Yep, nope. Needed an 8, and it got a 4. It fails to save and is obliterated, and the fire goes out.
That's some pretty fine magic there, dwarf. I didn't think you guys used that.
That's not me.
did it.
It's
We stood up against the fire elemental and we beat it.
It's his hammer, and I'm not feeling too good. As you see him kind of slink down to the ground, and at least my arm's not broken. I can still hold the hammer.
The barbarian rushes up to him and supports him as he falters.
Wow. I mean, that was pretty badass. I'm glad that you killed the elemental, although I'm sad that I didn't get to use my death by fire chart. But yeah, next time. Because I do have one. Well done. Okay, good. That actually was, I was a little nervous there. Okay, good. All right. You beat the elemental. So the fire went out. It's kind of dark in here right now, but the room behind you is lit by that magical light where you just came from, and you can see in front of you. Again, this room that looks like it's taken a lot of damage over the years. And as if you walk forward to look into this room, you're looking into a very large room. It's about twice the size of the one you just came out of, and I lost my paper. Yep.
After this fire elemental is dead, the light that we can see from that room, Gaffy takes a hammer and chisel from her backpack, and she chisels into the wall. Gaffy was here. Fire elemental dead.
Nice. A little graffiti. You can do that.
Anyway, we went for the barbarian.
I think that
I'm sorry, you broke
we're getting feedback from you, Daniel.
Yeah, it's coming from you, Daniel. I thought it was coming from Deanie, but feedback's coming from you like it was last night on my end.
Is it there again?
Well, test 1 2, test 1 2. No, it's gone now. No, I was asking maybe if is there any way to pry one of those swords loose from the wall now that we can for the barbarian?
Yeah, I think so. Go ahead and how nice am I going to be? You did kill an elemental, so I feel like I should be nice. Everybody roll a d6, and if somebody gets the number that matches the number that I rolled, it's a magic sword.
I had a 5 and a 6 for my two people.
Okay.
I get 1.
I have 2 2s.
2 and a 4.
Hot dog.
Magic sword. Wow, I thought you were going to get it there. All right, so Young, roll a percentile die to see what kind of magic sword you pull off the wall.
72.
Oh, nice. It is a. I mean, you'll learn this by using it, but it's a sword +1, +3 versus enchanted creatures. So +1 normally, +3 versus enchanted. So whatever that means. We'll figure that out when time comes.
Whoever sacrificed that one could have probably used it in this room.
Yeah, exactly. Like it would probably. The question is, what kind of? It can be any kind of sword you want. It's a regular sword, like sword, like a broadsword or a long sword or whatever. D8 sword versus a short sword. Okay, so you're looking into this crumble down room that's in front of you, and you can see rows upon rows on the walls that aren't knocked down of jewel encrusted goblets. You see also some shells that have knocked down, and some goblets are broken. You also see some goblets that are just made of wood. You see lots of barrels that are like smashed now. They look like they probably had ale or something at one point. And you see a very, very large skeletal hand sticking out of a pile of rubble. You also see what you clearly are looking for, which is this giant, giant, relatively speaking, a decanter. It's probably about 4 feet tall, and it's clearly the flask that you're looking for. That contains the blood of the mountain. And you also see, as you're kind of looking past, that it looks like there's like a small tunnel, and you do see what looks like might be daylight if you were to dig it out a bit, or you could go back the way you came, obviously. But there are a ton of jewel-encrusted goblets here if you would like to take some.
Is the thief's bag visible now?
Yeah, the thief's here. Nobody died, surprisingly. Huh. I don't know how that happened, but...
I'm gonna say that that Klarloff to play along with the whole magic thing is going to say, "Yeah, I don't know. I was in this dimension, this place. I was lost, and I heard the voice of Gathfi call out to me, 'Return now to this dimension.' And poof, there I was."
Well, maybe you ought to grab you one of them goblets then for a reward.
Yeah, if you have like some sacks, I guess to pick up loot if you'd like. Everybody can roll a d6 though. See if you get it. Let me just go in order. Just one per play. Well, we'll do it per character. So, Dean, roll d6s for me.
D6 for Illith is a 2.
Okay.
And one for Katerina is a 5.
Nice. Okay, so you're looking through, and Illith finds one that seems exceptionally like there's a pile of them that I'm just going to put in a group loot. This will be something extra. Oh, you pulled number 4 too, which is like there's one that you pull out that it was kind of dusty on the ground. Looked like it made of wood or something. Yeah, with rubies, and it's worth 1,200 gold pieces.
Woohoo!
That's really nice. Tony,
Both of my guys had a 5. They were both rolled 5s.
you don't find anything like extra special. I mean, you're all going to get some stuff. This is like the extra special stuff. How about your characters, Crystal?
Klarloff rolled a 5, and Gathfi rolled a 6.
Okay, yeah. So again, you don't find anything beyond ones on the wall that look really interesting. How about Tony, your characters?
Yeah, both of mine had 5s.
Oh, you said that already? Okay, yes, so nothing. And Young, 1d6 for each character.
Drew rolls 1. Hal runs 3.
Okay, so Drew finds a goblet that doesn't look like it'd be that worthwhile. But when you pick it up, you see it as diamonds, and that's actually worth 1,500 gold pieces. Kind of a little extra like side thing for you. I mean, everybody will get the same experience points. Beyond the rest of the mugs, everybody's kind of scooping up and throwing in. Let's say it takes like 3 large sacks. You're able to collect about roughly 50 goblets in here. You have various values, and if you were to take the time to dig the tunnel out, or do you want to go back the way you came?
Amir volunteers. He's got a shovel, so he'll volunteer to start digging.
Yeah. It doesn't take too long. While the other guys are collecting up the mugs or whatever, or the goblets, you're able to actually dig up space where it's like you can crawl out, or the smaller people can probably even like crouch and walk out. And you see that you're on basically the other side of the hill when you originally came into this place. You know, you're just seeing now it's the end of the day, and the sun is starting to set. You're kind of looking off to the side, and you see the stairs going back up to the temple. Remember, there was these giant stairs leading up, and you look over and you see your torchbearer is there with his Dean, your torchbearer. I forget his name. With your horses, yeah, and or I think you took 2 mules. If I'm not mistaken, you had bought 2 mules.
His name's Albed.
Yeah, so he's there.
And that thief is resting with him?
I'm sorry?
The thief that had broken ribs, is she resting there?
And the thief with the broken ribs is also there, yep. She's resting with him. They're happy to see you, probably. You've been there for a bit. You look like crap, but you have a big sack of treasure. And you
better have a good meal, cook. I'm hungry.
Well, camp is set anyway, because they said it when we went in.
Exactly. So you guys can rest in here, and you're basically inside this giant cave that has like this entry, like little like town in front of this large temple. And yeah, you set up there for the night, and you're able to recover and clean up and get your stuff together. And you realize you definitely got a really, really good haul as far as treasure, which I'll put in the event. And you head back towards Drecther's Bay, which is a relatively uneventful journey. And yeah, good job, guys. Success. Is there anything you want to say before we cut off the air?
Nope, never great adventure.
Awesome. Cool. All right, guys, let me kill this. Nope, that's not how you do it.